Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Abhay from EDS Technologies. I thank you all for joining our webinar today, which we have titled as Ensuring Data Accuracy uh, and Integrity with Smart Model Comparisons. So I would like to begin this webinar by giving a short introduction about our company, EDS Technologies. EDS Technologies is one of the largest technology solutions providers in India with more than 30 years of business transformation experience. We help transform businesses by enabling adoption of virtual twin, geospatial analytics, and 3D printing. We have introduced many technologies like 3D printing, VR, digital manufacturing, etc. for the first time to Indian customers. Established itself as a trusted partner, we have customers from more than 2,000 organizations across various industries, including automotive, aerospace, defense, industrial equipment, mining, and more. We have dedicated regional teams reinforced by our domain and functional consultants. We are also backed by strategic alliances with global leaders who are pioneers in their respective technology areas. One of whom is Technia, uh, with whose partnership we sell the product which we are focusing today called XCompare. We have a widespread presence across India with 11 offices, and we aim to be a end-to-end technology solutions provider to our customers. Our speaker for today's session is Mr. Sushil Punaskar and Pranay Maliwal. Next slide, please. Yeah, Sushil is working as a senior solution consultant at EDS Technologies for specialized applications such as XCompare, Ramsys, QChecker, and Kava solutions. He has more than 20 years of industry experience and has worked with many major Indian and European OEMs. In addition to ergonomics, he also specializes in BIW design, development, composites, and carbon fiber BIW design. Our second speaker for the day is Mr. Pranay. Pranay works as an application engineer at EDS Technologies. He is responsible for the installation, training, and support activities related to Ramsys and other Technia products such as XCompare, Kava, and QChecker. So before I hand over to our speakers today, I would like to inform the audience that we shall be taking up the questions and queries after the delivery of our. We shall also be accepting any questions through the question box, which shall also be addressed post the session. Over to you, Sushil.
Thanks a lot, Abhay, for this introduction about EDS Technologies and myself and Pranay. I hope I am fully audible.
Yes.
Thank you. So yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Myself Sushil Punaskar, as Abhay introduced. I will take you through today's topic of the discussion about XCompare. We will do a technical presentation for that, and it will be followed by a demonstration on the tool by Pranay. So let's start. Yeah, so we will see what is the role, how is the role critical of the comparison for engineering data before the milestones releases. So we have on the y-axis we have a number of engineering changes in the quantity, maybe 100, 200, and on the x-axis we have product design maturity gateways and stages. So usual gateways are like product confirmation. Then we have virtual 01, virtual release 1, virtual release 2. Final data judgment, that's also called tool kickoff, validation prototype, production prototype, and SOPs, that is start of productions. So as usual, any product system, we have these milestones where we have to have certain maturity of the data. So as you see, this is an important milestone in any engineering data or in the release. It's called tool kickoff or the FDJ. So it's everything digital here and everything physical afterwards. So this is a very important milestone. All our releases are supposed to get, or all our changes are supposed to diminish as and when we approach the FDJ. That is a normal expectation, and it's a very important expectation. It is usual expected that all changes should diminish, should settle or close or resolve by FDJ. And then with that, we go for the actual tool productions and prototyping, then etc. However, that does not have, it's a very realistic, idealistic condition. So we have on another axis the cost of incorporating a design change between these milestones. So we see the graph is the other way. If we have to incorporate any design change at the very early stages, you will consume very low cost. But as and when you have in more changes after FDJ or tool kickoff, we'll see what are the type of how the changes appear. So the cost of incorporating a design change is really substantially very high afterwards once you pass this gateway. So XCompare will help you quite a lot in this digital phase where it is expected the trend curve should expected like this, not the like this. So we'll see how we can achieve with the help of XCompare this important phenomena. We'll see what are the sources of engineering changes. I mean, there can be some leftover design decisions which are not judged very important in the early stages. So such changes, such actually design decisions are then multiplied and they become very big in nature. There can be some packaging surprises. So the package surprises can become bigger. The item LWB or the box sizes can shrink or can become bigger. That will be a big surprises. Then there can be a lot of attribute changes for maybe you are targeting for Indian specific markets, but now there is a decision from the management that you target South Africa also, or maybe Europe also, or America also. So then certain changes come into your product design accordingly. Then there can be certainly regulatory changes, some regulatory failures may occur. You have to again reiterate your design, make the changes, and then fulfill the regulatory demands. These changes can appear due to that only. And also due to a lot of crash durability and NVH and many other things, there are the recurring changes always comes in the design that we have to meet. So again, it's important. We in all these we have to compare the previous design with the new design, where the XCompare will tool help you quite a great detail. So apart from that, cost reduction is always ongoing activity in any company where you study previous data and you study the new data and you find out the ideas of cost reduction. Field failures will demand some changes. Then ongoing improvements, and for the facelift programs, you always compare the previous releases and new releases and so on. So there are very small list of how changes comes in the engineering design. But there are many actually. There are many changes, list of changes. We'll see what is the need of authoring a CAD design, because it's a critical activity. We have to keep a very close watch on what's actually getting released into the system. Then other than agreed with the below teams like manufacturing, assembly, and rest of the things, only agreed changes with these teams are supposed to be released. No other changes are supposed to be get released. So we have to keep a very high and close watch on what's getting released. Then how we do usually is that we usually overlay the CAD to CAD compare. We usually overlay the previous CAD and the new CAD and try to compare it, note down the changes in new designs, judge the implication of that design change, and then go for actual maybe tool corrections or etc. But you know, it's a highly time consuming activity. It's a subjective activity. One component will take certain amount of time, and 100 components will take 100x time. So it's not a good scenario. XCompare can change the scenario quite drastically. It will bring down your comparing time quite drastically. Yeah. So simple like here, two similar looking images are there, but there are many differences out of that. And if you have to find out how many changes are there, then we have to really go and look at each and every detail of it. For example, if you see the black color is not appearing here. So I could find one, but there can be many. But I have to spend my own time. I have to spend my own intelligence here. But again, if it's a simple drawing, but if you have to compare engineering drawing, where there are a lot of geometrical callouts, there are a lot of intricate shapes in the component, then comparing become a really tedious job and a time-consuming job. And there can a lot of errors can also happen due to large volume of checks or comparison elements. Yeah, similarly for drawing, now if I have another drawing with A region, the first one is new release, and then the A region. So this is new, this is old. So if I have to compare vis-a-vis, I have to really compare each and every dimension of the view. successively and find out the differences. But that's not a smart solution. Xcompare can provide you that smartness to compare automatically and give a very kind of a dynamic report to you where all the changes will be brought in, bring in front of you. Again, for similar, Xcompare can use for assemblies. Assembly may be used for very small scale or maybe very large scale up to the vehicle integration level, where you are integrating different aggregates. For example, the powertrain, the body, the subframe, the electrical harness. So at that also the complexity really increases, and the vehicle integration engineers are really stressed due to that high amount of data. But Xcompare can really solve their job because they don't have to look at individually, but they have to just run Xcompare and find out the differences. So if you see here, they are quite similar looking assemblies, but there are a lot of differences. If you see here, the connector position with respect to the grommet here, it's different. You see the clip, the harness clip here has been removed at these two locations. So there are some findable elements, but there can be many. So it's again a time consuming. So Xcompare can solve that issue with the help of automations. Yeah. Again here, if I compare with it's a very simple job, but there are four changes that can be. If I have to spend at least 5 to 10 minutes to know that changes, but with Xcompare, it's just 1 minute job. Now the complexity greatly increases if there's a complete vehicle level, for example, the harness, the branches and the main bundle and the sub bundles and the branches. It becomes a highly impossible activity to compare and see what are the changes with the new release. There can be some changes in the in certain areas, but how to find out? It just not just by overlaying, but by using Xcompare, we can really make our life really easy. Yeah. So there are some use cases, typical use cases where we do compare the data with previous revision. For example, the 3D master where we compare the release by release and version by version CAD data to know the changes. Then we also compare when we go for design reviews. We have to always have a good idea that what design changes we have made in our releases. Then when we give any data to tooling departments, we have to compare it with the previous revision. Then when an OEM gives the data to a supplier, then also the supplier is supposed to make some comparisons as received from the previous version data. Then of course in the redesign of the parts where you are remastering, reverse engineering the parts, you have to compare the data by 100% geometrical accuracies, and then you go forward for it. And there are some data translation issues that may also arise. We'll see a couple of them in the successive slides. So Jupyter Tessellation, what we call JT, is a great tool. It's really lightweight, but it has certain drawbacks also. I mean, not all the time it works 100% because this particular element, which is curvilinear, JT Tessellation can make a flaw here. It can keep this empty. So such errors can be noticed with the help of Xcompare. Similarly, this is again this area. Once this CAD part or is converted into a JT, not 100% it will be converted. Some stray surfaces will pop out here in some areas, which is not a good condition. So Xcompare can check easily these certain flaw conditions here. Again, this slot here, which looks like a injection molded component here, but due to JT tessellation, Jupyter tessellation, the data has completely become unwanted or some different form, which is not the correct data, which can't be really used by any supplier. So we can always compare the data in this way, like what does JT had made any problems to our data. So that comparison is very important. Again, we'll see one slide like when OEM sent the data to supplier for their designs. So when the usual task of supplier is to identify the changes between the current data and the new data received from the OEM, then make a clear idea of how many components are added, removed, and if their position is also moved or something like that. They have to get a good idea of that. Estimate how does this affect their interior design, that is the judgment stage. and is there any major positional change in the data. So these all changes, it takes time if we do it manually. But if we do with the help of XCompare, it can really make our life easy, and it can be done extremely fast, unlike the manual process. Similarly, for the remastering, as I said, there can be some remastering errors in the where we have to compare our legacy designs to new versions of the CATIA or NX, and we have to remaster the scan data to make a parametric model out of it. So we have to 100% match the scan data accuracy with the remastered model, where XCompare can really help you with meeting the 100% geometrical compliance with the scan data, or even with your legacy CATIA V4 or NX data. Similarly, you can very confidently face any design review meetings and design approvals because in industry, communicating a design change is really difficult task, extremely difficult task, because you have to make a lot of explanatory presentations for it. Not all people understand them, so it's a very difficult task of communicating the change to all the audience. For design approvals, often drawings and change notes and reports are demanded from the receiving parties, and then we have to make any number of PPTs and etc. to convince them that these changes are made. But with the help of XCompare, you can generate such beautiful presentations and reports automatically out of the application, nicely staggered, nicely formatted, and then you can attach these to your design change approval sheets, and you can face that meetings quite confidently with the help of XCompare application. Yeah. Some examples we'll see, however, Pranay will take you to the actual presentation. So we'll see how are the typical checks. So here, what XCompare does is it brings two screens before you in the staggered way, and it compares. This is a this is the old revision. This is a new revision. In the old, it was the aluminum material, and it is an iron in the new material, new data, new version rather. So XCompare can really compare, and it can find out these differences in the structure generation also, and in the assembly also. Similarly, there has been one sketch geometry change. For example, this yellow and red. The red is the old and the yellow is the new. But XCompare can overlay this onto one another and automatically, just like the way we do, and it can give you a good idea how the sketch has been changed over the releases or over the revisions. Again, if any point while creation the sketch, if any geometrical elements has changed, even that data comparison can be provided with the help of XCompare. What it does is that it brings, just like we overlay the designs. QCheckr can give you an overlaid stage where it can be populated with the help of some color codes like yellow and green here. So green are the missing in the reference, and yellow are the new in the compare module. So these changes are available, which you can switch off the nominal geometry and just see what are the addition and deletions right on screen on your CATIA screen for better explanation. Yeah. Again, here we see it's also equally important for geometrical tolerances. Also, it can compare your tolerances. For example, this hole in the new revision has been made to 22 diameter. However, it was 20 mm in the previous revision. So this such type of changes from revision to revision also can be mapped with the help of XCompare. Again, here we'll see this. There are 4 holes of M20, but they have been made M22 in the new revisions. Yeah. Here it also works excellent for GD&T or FTA or 3D-PMI. It's all one and the same. So it can compare like geometrical tolerances here. For example, it compared the 2 revisions and it found that the cylindrical tolerance zone value has been changed here from 0.1 to 0.01 to 0.05 millimeters. However, the nominal dimension is same and the tolerance also is same. So such everything can be changed, checked with the help of, and compared with the help of XCompare. So it's an extremely smart solution. It's a highly It's a very fast application. It compares the data quite accurately, 100% and with great speed. Again, this thread depth was 22 in the new, and it was 20 in the old revision. It can check that blind holes depth also. Yeah, even not the geometrical data, but the parameter data also it can check. Like this parameter of inner diameter was 150 in the old revision, and it became 150 in the new revision. So such changes also can be tracked with the help of XCompare. And there are some, at the end of the comparison, there are some readily available reports which you can run and see. And all these, this is 3D, this what we are looking at is a three-dimensional HTML report. It works on all the browsers. In the browser itself, you will be able to zoom and rotate the model. You can cut the sections of the model from in the principal axis. You can zoom it, you can rotate it, you can know the changes right on screen without any need of any CAD tool. So it works on the general browser like Internet Explorer or Chrome browser. Yeah. So with this, I will hand over to my colleague Pranay for the demonstration part of the application. So over to you, colleague. Over to you, Pranay.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. I am Pranay Malwar. As Abhay introduced, hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay. So, just I will let you take you to the XCompare demo. Okay. So, what will I do? For example, after the installation of the let's say application at your end, okay, similar like a typical icon will be at your display. Okay, so just it is like similar to Katia. Okay, just you can click it and open, and the environment will go get open in your desktop. Okay, so this is a typical Katia environment which you are familiar. Okay, so how to get like started with XCompare? So after the opening of the environment or the window, I can say this logo will this feature will be there in the toolbar. Okay, with the name XCompare, run XCompare. Okay, you are able to see it. So to start with it, we actually need two files opened at your end. Okay, let's say for example, I have here let's say cat part. Okay, so just like same part. So here we have the reference as well as the compare. So what is like this is the revision one, or this is the old cat part, and this is the new cat part, I can say. Okay, so to save time, I have actually opened it at my end. Okay, so this is how it will look. Okay, so what I will do, I will just make it tilt vertical. Okay, and this is how it this is the piston cat part. Okay, this is the reference and this is the compare. So what is actually the reference as well as the compare, I will explain you. Okay, so what I will do, I will just go here in this toolbar and I will just launch the XCompare. Okay, user friendly dialog box will appear at your end. Like this is the just an interface of XCompare, how it will look. Okay, you have to just go here in the XCompare, and you have this like specify the documents which is a reference as well as the compare. So the reference will be the old CAD part. Okay, or I can say the revision one. Okay, and compare will be the new CAD part or new document after the well, I can say the revision 2. Okay, so we have to let's browse the documents here. You have to just choose the reference file as well as the compare file here. I will just go here and let the XCompare know that this is my reference document and this is my compare document. So here I have that part, piston reference cat part. I will just open that. Okay, and here I will select the XCompare compare document. Okay, so just this is the piston compare cat part. I will open it. Okay, and after the selection of both the files as reference as well as XCompare, we have to choose the configuration here. Here, for example, here I have this two configuration, that is the default as well as the user configuration. Okay, so default will come with like inbuilt in the I can say the application, but like user configuration I have created it. Okay, so for example, if you have like company like let's say XYZ is a company name, and you want to like create a configuration of your own with your own checks or like a certain number of checks. For example, in Xcompare we have many of checks, like more than 50 checks are there. Okay, so let's say for example, here you are able to see that this is the default configuration, and in that we have selected the cat v5 v5 part. Okay, so for example, when you are doing the part comparison, you have to select the v5 part. Then for drawing, you can select the v5 v5 drawing, as well as for the product you will select the v5 v5 product, and for CGR as well as the cat part and CGR comparison. Okay, so when you just change it, for example, I have selected the part configuration here. Here I have that number of checks which are related to cat part. Okay, so these are the many checks. Whichever check you want to like activate, you can just click it here and they will get activate. Okay, double click, just they will get activated. Okay, and if you don't want it, just double click again and they will get deactivated. Okay, after the selection of the number of checks you want, for example, you out of this you have taken certain amount of, let's say, 10 checks. Okay, you have done this all that set, and you will just save it and you will click OK. So that many checks will get activated here, and after that you will just click OK to start the comparison. Okay, I have chosen this two cat parts here, and I will just click OK. And just in a couple of minutes, you will have the report of it as well as the comparison results. Let's say. So it is now like comparing the both the documents. Okay, both the piston parts. So it is a familiar tool. You will like it will take a day or 2 day to like get hands on it. Okay, so just yes, and this is the result. For example, after the comparisons, you will get all the results here. So these are the checks I have checked in for that configuration. Here I have got the result. So in this check, or like in this here you are able to see all equal, different, and general error. Okay, and for example, now it is all, so all the checks have been appeared here. Okay, if you like check equal, so if there are any equal checks that the tool got, for example, in the reference document and in the compare document, if there are I can say the equal part, equal like I can say the geometrical set, so they will appear as green here. Okay, and if there are like different check like different comparisons or geometrical checks, then we can distribute it, like differentiate from here. Okay, so these are the many, I can say, the difference that the Xcompare found in both the documents here. And just I will just let you take through this. Okay, so here I have the both the documents open. For example, I will just check it. I will make it transparent. I will log it. Okay, so here for example, first check I have here is compare find new and related. Okay, so for example, whenever like Xcompare is going to compare whether the thickness, for example, I can say in here you are able to see that thickness 1 is present in the reference document. Okay, this one, it directly get highlighted here. Okay, as well as you can also check that whenever I am moving this part here, the compare part or the revision will revision 2 is also getting moved or panned. Okay, so this is a feature of Xcompare. Okay, we are able to see that this thickness 1 is present in I can say the revision 1, but not in the new document or new revision. Okay, you're able to see that it is thickness 1 here, and the none represented that there is no thickness present on it. So similarly for we have the thickness 2 here, then we have the Xcompare represented, that is the geometrical set you are able to see. This is the geometrical set we have in the compare reference document, but not in the compare document. Okay, so if it is there, then that is going to be highlighted here directly. Okay, for in the I can say for missing in reference, oh, this is another geometrical set which is present in the reference, or that is the old cat part and not in the new one. Okay, similarly after the like checks, also a detailed info will be present in this dialog box. Okay, entity in the reference is new, which means that the result or the geometrical set is present in the reference document but not in the compare document. Okay, so these are the some like compare find and new detected geometrical set which we got here. Okay, whenever you click that, the representation will be there. Okay, then we have the compare checks. Okay, in compare checks, for example, the XCompare is saying is that a check name compare checks and check status is different. XCompare
Pranay, we are not able to hear you.
Pranay, we can't hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry for the disturbance. Okay. So yeah, this is the like compare check. So here I have this, for example, just a second. Okay. So let's compare occupy the result, and you're able to see that the red one which is showing here, it is in the compare document, and the blue one is from the reference document. So certain changes are there, and like revision has been there, and as compared found it. Okay. So I can say the height or the length of this sketch has been reduced. Okay, in the new revision. So if it is done intentionally, then it is not nothing to worry. But it got like it is unintentional and like by mistake it is there. So you can rectify it, you can correct it. Okay. So this is the advantage of compare. Okay. Then afterward we have the differences of constraints. Okay, certain constraints are in difference here. For example, it is highlighted, and here also have this differences geometrical sub elements. Okay. So you're able to see these are certain elements which has been highlighted. Okay. Then in the sketch 8, we have certain difference. For example, you are able to see here. Let's see, this is the sketch. Just a second. So in the reference, that is the old cat part, we have like a bigger, I can say, the pocket here. Okay, this. But in the new revision, it is small as compared to this old. Okay, so the blue one like gives us a representation for the old cat part, and the red one represent it for the like the I can say the measurements for the new revision. Okay, or the compare document here. So this is how it get highlighted in this part, actually directly in the part that are of like being seen. Okay, so this is one of the then we have this compare 3D revision. See, for example, so you're able to see what are the like for example, we have done for pad pocket and all the features we have applied. Okay, so in for example in this old pocket part, we have bigger, I can say, the height of the piston. Okay, but in the new cat part, or I can say the compare document, the height is reduced. So directly it will be demonstrated in this cat part. Okay, for example, the red one is for the like compare the new document on the new cat part. The blue one shows us for the old cat part. Okay, so for example, if I want to see for what are the parts missing in reference. Okay, so these are the regions, for example, missing in reference. Okay, to show it, I will what I will do, I will just toggle it this. So I have to go to wireframe. Okay, so this region is not I can say missing in reference part. Okay, the old cat part. Okay, so another I have this region 2. This region is missing in this cat part. Okay, old one. This third region. Okay, this is missing also. Okay, and many more. For example, here it is found that 10 regions are missing in this reference document. Okay, so this one also. But also there are certain regions which are missing in the compare as well. So we have also got the result for it. Okay, what I will do, I will just go here and I will just write. So as I told you, like the red highlights for the I can say the new revision. Okay, so this region, for example, if I just zoom it here, so you are able to see that this height is more compared to this one. Okay, of I can say thickness applied, or I can say it has been pocketed. Okay, the height has been reduced here. Okay, you're able to see. For example, if I just toggle to like the view. Okay, so you're able to see. You can see the difference between the heights. Okay, X compare has highlighted that as well. Okay, so this is the another advantage of it. Okay, so as many as I can say 28 regions has been not present in the compare or the new revision. Okay, as soon as we check the region will get highlighted. To see it, just you have to go to the wireframe. Okay. Then moving forward, we have this 3D representation by wireframe. Okay. So also, for example, this is the representation we will get in the wireframe as well. So similar here also it is similar. Like for example, the blue for the reference and the red for the comparison. Okay. If we get by like missing in the like reference, I can say. So this is the region which is missing in the reference. This one also. Okay. And up to region 10. For example, there are several regions which are missing from the reference document. And for the compare as well, we have like let's say a total list of, let's say here it is like it has identified, and there are 85 regions which are missing in the compare or the new revision. Okay. So moving forward, for example, we have the compare feature input as well. So this is the pad. Some like I can say that the thickness I can say it is reduced. Okay. Then in the whole as well. Okay. Whatever I will just make sure and move to the, yeah. So the diameter here has been reduced in the revision. You get directly highlighted here. Okay. So yeah, this is the results for it. Okay. Also the parameters related comparison has been there. But the new and the most advantageous part of it, like for example, if you want to if you want to report of all these checks, okay. So Xcompare will give us a report as well. For example, we will get two types of report here. For example, one is the HTML one and another is the 3D XML. Okay. When for example, here have this option for HTML report as well as the 3D HTML. So just click here and the report will get directly open in the browser. So you can see all the necessary things here. For example, where the compare part is located, where is the reference part it is located, where is the configuration file, then the date and time of the check run, also with the how much time it has taken by the software to compare both the parts. Okay, then properties of both the parts or both the files here, and also the Xcompare versions as well. So the list of checks I have been checked for the configuration file also gets inputted here. Okay, we have all the list here as well, and also a detailed analysis or detailed report related to checks as well, or comparisons. For example, the checks one is compare CRC. So here you have the result at different checksum. For example, this comparison uh, calculates the number of geometrical set elements or the parts here. Okay, if they are different, it get we get a status as different. Okay, both documents are different checksums. Okay, the number of geometrical sets or elements I can say are different. Okay, also in the configuration file of it, we can we can give a parameter in the Xcompare, and we can let the software know if the checksum are equal, then we can stop the comparison. Also, it is able, we are able to do it. Okay, then for the comparison name, compare, find, your, delete others. So here it is highlighted, it is different, and entity in the reference is new. Okay, so Xcompare found that the entity is not present in the reference document or the old document, but it is present in the new document. Okay, or the revision one I can say. Also picture will be get clipped and it will be attached here in this report as well. So similar, for example, then for the other elements as well. So also in the compare, find, and new and delete, here it is there. Like these are the many geometries which are not present in the reference document. Okay. Yes. You can say the compare. Sorry, compare document. Okay. The revision one. Okay. So similarly here, compare, find, new, deleted items. Entity in the reference is new. So this many geometry the surface of the parts are present in the reference but not in the compare document. Okay, so yeah, we will get a detailed report like this. Okay, so for example, if you like create a report like this, it will take like a minimum hours to create such type of report. Also we cannot able to get it like this also. So yeah, this is the one of the advantage of using the Xcompare application. Okay, so here as well in the compare sketches, we have got a detailed info related to the points as well. For example, here with this I have shown you the sketch in this CATIA window or Xcompare window. Okay, and it is said different and different constraints are there. Out of 26 constraints, 2 constraints has been different. Okay, so values, first here it is 18 mm, then in the revision it is 17 mm,
Then here it is 13 mm. Here we have the 12 mm. So also the point starting or the coordinates of it has been highlighted here. For example, for the line 8 in the sketch, okay, the reference start point it is from x minus 12.4 like this coordinate, and the end point for the reference line that is at 12.461 and y coordinate is 20. So, but in the compare document or the revision one, I can say the reference start point it is this, and for the compare endpoint it is like this. So it has been changed. So minute details has been identified by the XCompare application. Okay. Also the I can say the radius, the reference radius for circle 9 it is 7. Then in the for the compare radius for the circle 9 it is 8 mm. So yeah, this is, and I have shown you the sketch as well. Okay, it is bigger or the pocket is bigger in the reference or the old pocket part, but in the new cat part it is small compared to the old. Okay, so yes, such a detailed kind of report we will get with the help of this XCompare application. So this is the HTML report, but for example, the main part I have this 3D HTML report as well. Okay, so I will show you. So that report will also get opened in browser directly. Okay, so yeah, so yes, this will get, that's the 3D HTML report. Okay, so this is how we can just make and see here that you can share this report with anyone, with anywhere. Okay, in your company or for example your partner company. Okay, and you're also able to get see this visualization directly without any of the inputs. Okay, so yes, these are the comparison we have. These are the CRC check and your related. Okay, all the I can say checks has been directly identified here. So as I said, red highlights for the comparison or the new revision. This surface is present in the new one, but the green is for the old one. Okay, so yes, this is the kind of report we will get here directly. Okay, for sketch as well. Let's say yeah. So yes, this is a kind of HTML. Also, for example, let's say here we have the tool. We can click the view here as well. For example, yes, this is the clipping. We can see the section view as well here directly. Okay, we can just toggle it here. We can add, maximize, minimize the surface here directly. In the Y coordinates also we can do the clipping here. Okay, the Z as well. So yes, this is the okay kind of advantage for the using the XCompare application. Also, we can install the application. It will directly get saved in your download section. Okay, so yeah, this is the 3D HTML report. Okay, so we have seen the HTML as well as the 3D HTML here. Also, we have checked like compared the two parts here. Okay, now I will show you the XCompare product comparison here. Okay, so to save time, I also have opened this two products here. Yeah, we have this assemblies here directly. Okay, similar as I have like done in the then for parts, I can say I will what I will do. I will do it for assembly as well. So, okay, I will just toggle the XCompare application and just within few minutes, just same inputs I have to give. Okay, here I have to select first one the reference document as well as the compare document. So it has been selected directly, or just we have to show the I can say browser from here. Okay, similar process we have to follow. After the like all this specification of the documents as well, what I have to do, I have to just go to select the configuration file here. Similar process. So it is a like for example detail. For example, the checks, some checks are same for part and as well as the product, but some are different. Okay, the number of checks vary for CATIA parts or part comparison as well as the product comparison. Okay, so yeah, just after the selection of the configuration file, just click OK, and you can just run the check. Okay, and yes, it will do the comparison. So assemblies are bigger, so it will take a certain couple of minutes to do the comparison between assemblies. Okay. Also in SCMPL we can like compare the drawing related draftings. Okay. So yeah, just it get finished, then I will also like show you the drafting comparison as well. So what is it doing? Like for example, here we have like a let's say assembly of let's say 5 parts. Okay. So also the XCMPL is going to comparing the part as well. Okay, that's why it is taking time. Okay. So in XCMPL also we can identify the positional changes as well. For example, this pin it is outer but compared from the piston, but here it is coincident with the piston. So also it gets highlighted here directly. Okay. Also after the comparison we will get a like say for example a detailed report for parts as well. Okay. Also like for example it is taking time, so what I will do, I will just cancel this check and I will open the pre-existing check what I've done for this both the assemblies. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So yes, for example what else it is, what I will do, I will just open the pre-existing report which I have directly here. So for example, if you have done the let's say check for this documents previously and you don't want to do it again, XCMPL save that report in its file system and you can open it directly. Okay, without getting without comparison again. Okay, so just have to like I can say let's see, yeah, this is the document here I have. Just open it. Okay, so yes, this is the comparison which I have directly. Okay, in this here we have what the XCMPL is found. For example, first regarding related to constraint check. Okay, it has found that this coincident here it is present in the reference document but not in the compare document. So it is identified none. Okay. Similar, we have this coincidence 15 as well. We have the offset 16. Okay. So these are the related comparison related to constraints here. But for also for the parameters here, it is like the angle it is present in the I can say the compare new revision but not in the old. Also it has been identified like comparison product components. Okay, skeleton one I can say this is present in only the old cat part but not in the new. Then also for the piston one, for example, I have shown you like this is the piston here. Okay. Okay, so this is like changed with respect to the I can say the geometry of it. Then we have the pin here. Okay, you are able to see that this pin is positional here, but it is here again. So also for like I said, for the transformation related to pins. Okay, so the pin, it has been considered not placed completely like a under piston, I can say. Also, but here it is different. Okay, so it can directly identified here. Okay, so this is how the compare works. So as we have limited amount of time, I will directly move towards the drafting comparison. Okay, so I have this drafting here directly. What I will do, I have a report pre-check pre-comparison report. I will directly open that, and I will show you like how the comparison for the drafting works. This is the report here. So this is the check comparisons I have here directly. Okay, so out of like all there are like 866 elements we have to like check, but here we have checked out of that 866, 6 are different, and it has been directly identified here. Okay, so this is present in this the new revision, but not in the old one. Okay, this as well. Okay, this is present in the, I can say, the new revision, but not in the old one. Okay, so yes, this is then, and then annotation note also, it will compare those. This is also, just a second. Okay, you're able to see here the blue highlights for the old one and the red for the new. The revision has been changed, so it is from 2 to 3. So yes, see the versions, it has been highlighted here directly. Similarly, for other checks, we have this. For the annotation table, we have, so the table, I can say that there are certain comparisons with this table as well. Okay, so just a second, I will show you here. So yes, in the old drawing, we have this table with 9 rows. Okay, but in the new drawing, it is changed to sorry, for the old document, we have the table with 11 rows, but for the new, it is with 9. So it has been changed. The number of rows has been changed. Okay, so yes, this is what it is for the related to XCompare. Okay, so with this, I have done with the demo related part of it. Okay, so we are now going for the Q&A session. Okay, so yes, thank you everyone. Okay.
So moving on, I would like to thank Sushil for delivering informative webinar. I would like to thank Pranay as well for demonstrating the XCompare application. I am confident that it was helpful to our audience as well. I would like to also thank the audience for taking their time out and joining us for this session. If you have any further queries related to the application or any other add-on requirements, our contacts are displayed on the screen right now. You can always connect with us. You can reach out to us and we'll be happy to address your queries. So before closing, your feedback is invaluable for us. It would help us in improving our engagements in the future. In this regard, I would request the audience to please fill out the feedback form, which shall pop up once the webinar is closed. Please do keep an eye out on our upcoming seminars and webinars. You can follow us on our social media for the same. Thank you once again for joining us today. See you at the next session.
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.